Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, let's get stuck back into fizz. Hello, I am Libby Brody, certified wine consultant and columnist, and I'm here for the Wine Curious to help you drink that little bit better. It's time for that festive fizz, and I've already discussed traditional method sparkling wines, so check that out if you haven't already. But today I'm going to be talking about tank method sparkling wines. So the way you make a wine is you take that still grape juice and you add some yeast to it, and that eats up all the sugar in the grape juice and converts it into alcohol. And there's a clue in the name here. Happens in a tank. It's also known as the Charmat method. Now, it was originally invented by an Italian named Martinotti, but it was then improved upon and publicized by a Frenchman called Eugène Charmat, and that's why it's called the Charmat method, as well as the tank method. So the most well-known wine made from the tank method is Prosecco. We love Prosecco in the UK. We absolutely can't get enough of the stuff. Now, the reason that Prosecco and other tank method wines are more affordable than champagne or traditional method wines is because of how it's made. It's not made in bottles. It doesn't need endless storage. It's not the riddling system that we discussed in the previous episode. Do check it out if you want to know more. It doesn't happen here. What happens here is the yeast is added to that wine in a big tank. It converts it. The bubbles are trapped in with the lid on the tank, and they filter out all of the yeast, which means that what you don't get is that time on the lees. So you tend not to have any of those toasty, nutty, brioche, pastry kind of flavors that you'll get in a traditional method wine. It'll tend to be more fruit forward and fresher. So yes, it's made this way because it is more affordable, but also it's down to the grape. So unlike other wines like champagne, this is made from an entirely different grape called glera, which is semi-aromatic. So it's got these beautiful floral, fruity characteristics, and the yeast, that toastiness, that brioche that comes from traditional method would dampen those fruity, fresh flavors that they really want to highlight in a general Prosecco. So don't think of Prosecco as a cheap champagne. It is an entirely different wine made with different grapes in a different country in a different way. And also they now have Rosé Prosecco. This only came into existence. This was only legally allowed in 2020. So it's a really recent thing. And they've done this by adding just a little bit of still Pinot Noir to colour that wine. When shopping for a Prosecco, there are certain things that you can look out for just to make the experience a little bit nicer for you. So you've got the DOC, or above that level, the DOCG, which is highlighted generally on the neck of the bottle or on the label somewhere. And these are areas that are more highly regulated. They ensure that that product is more premium and that the winemaking is really taken care of. Other things to look out for is if the label says spumante, that means it's very sparkling. If it's frizzante, it's slightly less sparkling, like average, moderately sparkling. And if it says tranquillo, which we almost never see in the UK, it's really only in Italy, it's very rare, it's actually a still Prosecco. Another tank method wine would be Asti, or Moscato d'Asti, and this is made from the Moscato grape. So I know it sounds a bit like a joke, but that's a wine that actually tastes like grapes. I know that sounds like a joke, oh, it tastes like grapes, but really this is a grape that tastes like a grape. With Asti, or Moscato d'Asti, they basically stop the fermentation, the second fermentation, halfway through. So it doesn't convert all of that sugar into alcohol, which makes it lightly sparkling and also a little bit sweeter and lower in alcohol. For me, it's a perfect breakfast wine, or if you're having a high tea with scones or sweet pastries, it's ideal. Or if you're looking for a wine to go with your dessert because you want to match the sweet for sweet and you find other dessert wines quite syrupy or cloying or luscious, this is a very fresh and effervescent kind of sweetness. So actually, if you had something like a chocolate fondant or a dessert that's particularly sticky, those fresh bubbles would cut through that and be a perfect match. Again, as with all sparklings, they are best served really chilled down, about 6 to 8 degrees. So that's a summary of the tank method as opposed to the traditional method sparkling wines. The main thing is grab your bottle of fizz, find out what you like and enjoy, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm Libby Brody, certified wine consultant and columnist. I'm here for the Wine Curious and I'd love to hear from you. So do you prefer champagne, cava or Prosecco? And if you love a Prosecco, let me know which one in the comments below. If you want to hear more from me, see more of these videos, then do click like and subscribe and have a very wonderful festive season. Cheers.